Coppermine Bay had been a great place to hang out and hide from the winds the day before. Check out the last episode to see the pod of dolphins that came in and visited us. Unfortunately, the swell turned a bit overnight and it ended up being pretty bloody rocky, so I was up early and keen to get on with it. Mac and I headed back up Whangaparapara harbour and dropped the pick, head into the jetty and start our walk. I wanted to do the Kaitoke Hot Springs track, which I'd need to allow probably 4 or 5 hours for, as well as heading up to Smokehouse Bay, 10 miles up the coast. So it was probably a good thing that I got going early. Just walking up the road. It was only about 5 k's from the dock to the start of the track, but it felt so much further. The windy road climbs continuously up through dense native bush until about halfway, then it's downhill to the start of the track. Luckily, I was picked up by a lovely local named Donna. Donna lives on the island and services Airbnb and Book-a-Batch properties for their owners. If you need someone to manage your property, get a hold of Donna through the Great Barrier Lodge. It's a really nice day. After making it to the entrance, it's an easy 30-minute walk on well-maintained track through beautiful New Zealand bush. Mac and I were lucky enough to have the whole thing to ourselves basically. Apart from a couple locals out walking their dogs, the track was deserted. I imagine in summer it would be a pretty different scenario, but because it was kind of autumnish and still pretty cold and midweek, we had it to ourselves. After such a nice walk to get there, I was a little bit underwhelmed when I first saw the pools. The ones at the bottom seem pretty kind of slimy and yuck, to be fair, but I think this is just where all the kind of the scummy, like, sort of surface filth seems to build up. Luckily, I'd run into a local who said if you walk upstream a little bit, you'll find some warmer, nicer, cleaner pools. I didn't go far enough to start with. I found this pool which seemed nice and clear and was a reasonable temperature, so jumped in and sat down for a while. Surprisingly, Max seems to love swimming in hot rivers as well. But we hung out here for a little while and soon we kind of head up the creek a little bit further and we find some better pools. Pretty nice here. Oh yeah, it's too hot for you. Just over knee deep. Oh, ooh. Oh, that's so nice. Got music playing in my Bose sunnies, and just having a spa. Oh my god, this is so nice. After spending an hour or so soaking it up in a naturally hot river in the middle of the bush, unfortunately it was time to go. Mac and I still had a fair bit to do that day. We wanted to haul anchor and head up the coast from Whangaparapara to Port Fitzroy and check out Smokehouse Bay. So we're going to try hitchhiking, see how we go. Only one car has gone past in our direction and they didn't pick us up. So we're back down at the water now. Just a little walk around to the back to the lodge, and then we'll go jump on the tender back out to the boat We're going to haul anchor and head around to Smokehouse Bay, which is up near Port Fitzroy. What a day. That water. Oh my goodness. I hadn't been picked up while hitchhiking home, but seeing as Great Barrier has a population of only about 1,000 people, it's really not surprising. But there's something about this that gives Great Barrier its sense of magic. It's like a blast into the past, like a taste of what New Zealand was like years ago before it was overrun by man. The magic emptiness of it all, the quiet peacefulness of it, is just something you don't really get to experience in too many places. Great Barrier will now always hold a special place in my heart. I love it out there, and I hope to return soon. We are just about to pass through Man of War Passage. It's about 30 meters wide and 14 meters deep. So there's plenty of water underneath the keel, but it's a pretty narrow gap. My first time going through a gap like this. But yeah, went through without a problem. It's the last little kind of hurdle before you're into the beautiful Port Fitzroy, which is a sheltered harbour in Great Barrier Island. It's sheltered from all wind directions. It's gorgeous in there too. The sun was setting, so I didn't bother going into Smokehouse Bay, didn't bother landing
So we should be
tonight.
there
I just dropped the pick,
15 minutes
cooked up a feed, and called it a night. What a day it had been. Tune in next time, guys,
really
for a bit of snapper fishing and my return trip back to Auckland. thanks again for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. Sorry it's been so long to get this video out. I just lost the will to live for a while. I just didn't want to edit, so I've just been putting it off and going sailing instead. And can you blame me? Thanks again. Take care, guys. We'll see you on the next one.
Surrounded. Fire going in the smokehouse. This Steinlager, I think that was a Whitbread boat. There you have it. Dinner for tonight. A stag bowl and veggies. Easy.